In the news this week, public health experts challenged the push to legalise recreational cannabis. The majority of Irish GPs say they will not provide abortions, and Russian Christians get creative to share the gospel at the World Cup. Hello. Public health experts have issued stark warnings about legalising casual cannabis use. The specialists spoke out after former Foreign Secretary William Hague said Britain should consider legalising recreational use of the Class B drug. Chief Executive of the NHS, Simon Stevens, told a medical conference of his concerns, particularly over young people. In countries where marijuana has been decriminalised, often young people, teenagers, come to think of smoking marijuana as safe. Whereas, let's be clear, actually it isn't. And Dr. Kevin Sabet, who has advised 3 US government administrations on drugs, warned that the weakest in society will be hurt by such a change. Institute Director Colin Hart was among the critics.
I had a cousin who was killed by a driver high on cannabis. It happens all the time. We should be reducing road deaths. We should not. The thing about being drunk is that you can be sober in the morning, and that's not true with cannabis, because it can be active even after 30 days of taking it. So it's very unpredictable in its effects. It doesn't wear off in a straight line in the same way that getting drunk wears off. So it's a very dangerous drug.
Speaking in the House of Commons, Home Secretary Sajid Javid announced a government review into the medical benefits of cannabis, but rejected going further.
Let me be absolutely clear that this step is in no way a first step to the legalisation of cannabis for recreational use. This government has absolutely no plans to legalise cannabis, and the penalties for unauthorised supply and possession will remain unchanged.
Nearly 7 in 10 GPs in the Republic of Ireland do not intend to carry out abortions, according to a new survey. The country voted last month to repeal key constitutional protections for the right to life of the unborn child. Legislation is now expected to be rushed through to allow for abortion on demand during the first 12 weeks of pregnancy. But the survey, published by GPBuddy.ie, showed that 69% of GPs do not plan to provide medical abortions. Over 3/4 added that they disagree with abortion on demand up to 12 weeks being GP-led. Ireland's Prime Minister, Leo Varadkar, has already stated that GPs will be able to object to carrying out abortions, but will be forced to refer patients elsewhere. Speaking for the pro-life campaign, Dr. Ruth Cullen said, "We are witnessing something truly appalling at present. A government that seems prepared to trample on freedom of conscience in order to keep the pretense going that their abortion proposals are somehow medically indicated and based." A feminist group that rejects transgender ideology has been placed on the Co-operative Bank's banned list, alongside an individual with links to an oppressive overseas regime. The Co-op's Values and Ethics report explains that the bank screens businesses and other organisations to check if they conform to its ethical policy. The unnamed group was excluded from banking services because it was deemed to hold views at odds with Co-op policies on diversity and inclusion. In an explanation of its actions, the bank said it was supportive of women's rights and the freedom of thought and belief, but the group breached its rules. Women's rights campaigner Venice Allen said the decision was highly inappropriate. And finally, Russian Christians have been getting creative in order to evangelise during the World Cup. Russia's strict evangelism laws prohibit people from sharing their faith anywhere except government-sanctioned premises. So more than 400 evangelical congregations across the country have decided to open their doors to screen games to the public. Football fans will be invited to take away copies of the New Testament and sign up to attend follow-up Bible studies and youth camps, as well as watch the games. Mission Eurasia President Sergei Rakuba said the World Cup presented an excellent opportunity for evangelism.
This is the whole thing about this. So there will be informal friendship building kind of opportunities. We really hope, that God can really use this outreach to transform many lives across the nation of Russia.
Well, that's all for this week. For regular updates and information on all of our stories, plus much more, visit our website at christian.org.uk. Until next time, goodbye.